Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Aquarius, we're starting a new week. It's funny, like your video is going to come out the same day that Capricorn comes out, and they're closing off the series of readings I did with the Divine Goddess Jack. So, Aquarius, we're starting new again with you, fresh new. And who's coming to town but the guys? We've got the flow, the gods and titans. That's who's going to talk to us this week. And we're using different tarot deck too. Okay, so I pulled this out and I feel their energy right away. It's just funny. I'm very empathic, guys. So I feel it right away, and it's almost like I can smell the testosterone that comes off this deck. It's just like they're all like mostly naked, and they're all like doing guy stuff. Like, I don't know. It's funny. And I just feel like the essence of yang, masculine energy. So what tarot deck did they want to work with? So the gods and the titans have told me that they'd like to see the lovely ladies from the Tarot de la Nuit. So it's going to be the gods and the titans and the Tarot de la Nuit this week. And I have the teeny tiny Rider-Waite deck. So Aquarius should be interesting. Get into their energy. It's going to be different from last week. Going into this kind of energy. Very different cards. Very different energy. Yeah. Let's see what we have for Aquarius. What do the gods and titans? I anticipate too, like probably getting repeat cards, like in different signs, but probably slightly different messages because it is a smaller deck. All right, Aquarius. This came out quick. Support, protection. All right. Is there something that you are protecting yourself from, of, or there is something that you're being told you need to protect yourself from? You have support to do this. Nobody is left behind. There's a very important message with Jizzo. No one is left behind here. He came back down to earth when all the other gods left because there were those that still needed help. And he was like, not on my shift, honey. Not on my shift. So, yeah, Jizzo, nobody left behind here. Anubis, protection. This is important, though. What are you protecting? Something's helping. There's something. What's going on? Tell me more. Inventiveness, shape-shifting, chaos, leadership, cycles. You got to be creative about something. I feel like, okay, it's kind of going through a threshold, going through a gate. You've got to be creative, ingenuitive, and yeah, did I say that right? Yeah. Shape-shifting, right? Like, and there you go. Like, there's that showing. Chaos, leadership, cycles. It's so weird. Yeah, okay, I'm getting the weirdest thing playing through my head. So, okay, take this underline as you will. Okay. With this inventiveness, cycles, chaos, leadership in particular, what I got here in this underline is like, okay, so support in protecting something here. What is this protecting? It's protecting your identity somehow. And I'll tell you what I was kind of shown when these cards came out. So it's the weirdest message. It's okay. The leadership part of it kind of narrows it down a little bit more for me. It's almost like someone who is the leader of something. Like you were the leader of something, you were very prominent in something. It doesn't necessarily have to be that, but this instantly triggered the vision that I'm about to share with you. It could be that this is a new way to lead yourself as well. If what I'm about to say doesn't resonate, because it is important. That is important, the leadership part. So what I'm seeing here is literally someone who, I'm seeing a big circus tent. Okay, I'm seeing a big circus tent. And I'm seeing the ringmaster. That's what he's called, right? The three ringmaster, the circus conductor, or whatever the hell he is. I'm seeing him, and he's like, everybody recognizes him, right? Everybody recognizes him, but then he goes away. He goes away. The big circus tent is there. I don't know why he needs to do this, but what I'm seeing is he puts on like a costume to get back into the tent. It's the weirdest thing that I'm being shown here. He puts on a costume to get back into the tent. And it's a moment where there's chaos. Like everything is, why? Is there something he left in there? I feel like there's something he left in the tent. There's something that was left in the tent after the ringmaster. Like it's like he left the circus. And then there's something he left in the tent. But he can't just walk in for some reason. Why? I don't know why. Maybe that's protected. I don't know why. It's almost like if the circus is still running, there'd be a new ringmaster, right? I think I'm saying that right. A ringmaster, isn't that what he's called? And so, but it's almost like a moment when chaos happens. Like the elephants get loose. The tigers are chasing the seals. I don't know. And then, so this is like getting back in the tent though for a new cycle. Isn't that the weirdest thing like to show me with this? It's very metaphorical because I don't know how many people here are running a circus and have left the circus and are trying to get back into the tent. But it's like you have to put on a disguise to get back in there, to grab something that you left behind or that you forgot. Yeah, it's so odd. It's very odd. I'm going to leave that for now. Okay, so that could just be a completely separate message from and it could be from whatever's going to happen here. No, wait a second. Okay, so this is almost like protecting that identity and their support to do it. Almost like somebody, like through the chaos, sees this disguised person going into the tent, and it doesn't look like the old ringmaster. But you know, like if you know somebody really well, you can tell how they walk, or you can tell by their body posture, like things that are very characteristic of someone. Yeah, I think that, yeah, like that's what that is. It's almost like, oh, but yet whoever sees this, whoever spies that, I don't know who you are. I don't know if you're the supporting mechanism here for what I'm explaining, or it's protecting a disguise to go back and get something. Protecting a disguise. And I don't know if you're protecting someone who's being disguised to go back and get something, or you're being disguised to go back and get something. But this support here, yeah, like almost like sees you. Okay, am I with you? But they support you. Like they're not going to like call you and go, oh, it's the ringmaster! It's going in to get the jewels. They're like, oh. And then they see like someone could end up. So it's almost like this whole thing is playing through my head. It's crazy. And so it's as if you're sneaking back into the tent. And what you don't realize is on the other side of the tent, and someone coming in is going to know it's you. And you can't go in. It's just the weirdest. This is the weirdest reading, Aquarius. But this energy is like, oh, sees it about to happen. And they go in the side and like support you by blocking that individual from seeing you sneaking into the tent. It's so weird. It is really weird. Now, because we have Anubis here and he measures the heart and all, like the gates to heaven, it's like something you left behind that you need to take forward with you. You can't move forward without this. You can't get past the gate without this. You need this. You got to have this. But you have kind of like the best support possible to do it. And yes, whether you're going to, I'm picturing someone like who left a favorite plant behind somewhere, like a living plant, you know, botany behind at a place that they used to work. And they're like, you can't go back there. So it's like putting on a disguise, inventiveness, shape-shifting, when the fire alarm is going off, because I'm hearing chaos, right, and all that red. So it's almost like, oh, I'm gonna put on my mask or my hoodie and go in and get that plant. I need that plant. My great aunt Felda gave me that plant. I get it. It means more than that, though. The plant, I don't know what it means. Oh my God, let's get the ladies out. There's guys in here too. It's mostly ladies. It's mostly ladies. So you have support. You're being protected in some little scheme that you're doing, you know, to kind of really generalize it. You're being protected. You're being supported. No, you're being supported by either like the universe, or even the universe working through people around you to protect some sort of little scheme got going on. So we're going to look at both Jizzo and Anubis. Knowledge. Support the protection of this knowledge. Yeah. And it feels like a plan with inventiveness and shape-shifting. Oh, the Empress. That's a... it's really going to distract me. Whoa. The Wheel. The Five of Wands. What did you leave behind here? Oh, dear. It's like the ringmaster's favorite toy. I don't know. Anubis. The Eight of Swords. The Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, you're locked out of the tent. The Hierophant. What is this? This is weird. What could this be? And even too, like, even like maybe like if you, like say you sold your house, you moved out, or your lease was up and you went somewhere else or something, and somebody else has moved into that house, but there's something really important in the basement that I gotta go and get. But if I tell them I gotta go and get that, they want to know what it is, and they can't know what it is. What is this? It's so weird. You have the Queen of Swords at the bottom. Oh, the first time ever, she looks like a gatekeeper to me. I've never really noticed the staircase behind her, two staircases behind her, and then this door with a curtain across it. Interesting. There's an awful lot of fire in that card for the Queen of Swords. It feels like Anubis. Anubis is the one keeping you out. Now that I see these cards, because the Eight of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles, like the Ten of Pentacles is like a building or a structure or a home or a workspace or a circus tent. And the Eight of Swords is like you can't cross, you can't go. The Hierophant. This is the rule. You know that. We got to do the right thing. Okay, because you have Anubis and the Hierophant, this feels like some sort of, it's definitely gatekeeping. But like someone at some point created some sort of logical explanation why this could not happen. Support. The Empress, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Five of Wands. This feels like what's left in the tent. Right? And so whatever this is, it's linked to your growth, your abundance, your fulfillment, your future capacity to continue to produce. It's really like you got to go in there and you got to get this out of the tent. I don't know if it's because I have the Tarot de la Nuit where it's almost like these, I want to almost describe them as like movie scenes running through my head. And I do believe a lot of these cards are based on different movies and fairy tales and stuff. Because now the way this looks, okay, there's the Empress, like all in her abundant glory and sexiness. There's the Wheel. This is like sort of a karmic thread. And then the Five of Wands. This is really an interesting, this is one of the few cards where I remember distinctly what the author wrote about this card is that at one, it's paraphrasing because it's been a while, but at one point these two had closeness, had a bond, but the only thing that sits between them now is silence and ice. Because, yeah, like paraphrasing. It is, it's like that though. And there's something here, iced out. Okay, so now this reading is also picking up the feeling like whatever this Empress energy is, this Empress feels like it represents what's been left behind in the tent, but you can't go into the tent. Like it's pretty obvious that you can't go in. That's a big no-no. I almost feel like a bit of this chaos too that's showing up here, chaos leadership cycles, that let's say the Empress was a person, which is completely possible because it is a very prominent, I guess, a major arcana archetype. So let's say you worked somewhere, lived somewhere, went somewhere, and this Empress is connected to some sort of future for you. But because you have the Wheel and the Five of Wands, it's almost like something happened, and upon parting, which is like the new cycle, this new cycle of parting, being separated from this Empress energy, like the wrong thing was said at the wrong time. Like almost see two people like there's an evacuation and they're both on a boat together and they kind of have like a misunderstanding. They're really, really close, really good. And all of a sudden there's a misunderstanding and they're like, what? What? And then all of a sudden they get like the crowd moves between them and they get separated and they end up on these separate boats. Like it's just, that's what it feels like. So it feels like whatever's in the tent, there's like almost like an unfinished business and a miscommunication or understanding. And that though feels like what the unfinished business is. But this Empress is connected to some sort of powerful future for you. But yet you can't, it's like in a tent. Why do I see it in a tent? What else would symbolize a tent? A temporary, tents are temporary places too. A place of, you know, I feel like different cultures too will set tents up for, like spiritual practices and stuff, like to go in. And yeah, what is this tent for you? Okay. It's almost like you can't access what it is that you need to move forward. That's the simplest way. Yeah. I wonder if the Tarot de la Nuit all week is going to trigger like these kind of almost like a movie scenes going off in my head. Jizzo support. The Nine of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, and the Four of Cups. Wow, that's interesting. Because Jizzo kind of worked on his own, right? All the other gods left, and he stayed behind to help. And he had a lot to give. The Nine of Pentacles does reflect that as well. Being like kind of on your own. The Eight of Wands, the Four of Cups. that has a feeling of going towards some kind of unfinished business, something that was not recognized for maybe what it was at a moment in time. I'm really picking that up, like the storylines that I've given there. Okay, it's the Empress. Oh my God. What is this one? I'm telling y'all. The Ten of Cups, see? It's something to do with some sort of emotional fulfillment. Big, big abundance. Like the biggest part of your life. You need this piece to the puzzle. You can't go, you're not passing go. It's like you're not passing go until you get this. Going around the Monopoly board of life. But look, the Eight of Swords, the Five of Pentacles. You can't go in there. You're not allowed in the tent. How's the Empress in the tent, though? She's in the tent. I mean, it also has the feeling, too, of it's bringing to mind, I can't remember his name. It was a Tom Hanks movie that was kind of made around the idea of him. A gentleman who, he lived, was at the Paris airport for like 18 years or something. He just recently passed away in the Paris airport. I think it was the Paris. Was it the Paris? Somewhere in France, one of the airports. And, you know, it's almost like I'm picking up more of the Tom Hanks version of that. Again, this movie stuff that's coming in. Because it's not exactly what his true life story was, but it is kind of like in the version of Tom Hanks' movie. That he had all of his paperwork from the country that he was departing from, his home country, and he was flying to France. And while he was in the air, like a coup d'etat occurred in his country, and all of his paperwork was no longer legitimate because his country no longer existed. So when he landed in the airport, he had no country of origin. So he couldn't move forward, he couldn't move backwards. But it was almost like there's something there that is back in that country that you need to go and get. It's a country, it's a tent, it can be anything. The Wheel. Oh, the Hangman and the Emperor. Well, damn, it's like the ringleader and his assistant. Well, who would be like the ringleader? I don't know. This is, I mean, it's the Emperor and the Empress. I'm telling you, this is an energy you're not pass and go without it. You're waiting. You'll sacrifice what you have to sacrifice. And then here, like two people, and there's ice between them. It's like a bridge that can't be crossed. It's like a state, a country, a nation border. The Five of Wands. The Five of Wands. The Queen of Pentacles. The Lovers. The Page of Swords. Now this feels like it's like something you would call home. That was coming up a couple times last week in the Goddesses. Like something you would call home. So it could be home or a workspace again with the Queen of Pentacles. And the Lovers and the Page of Swords though. Oh, maybe this is a person. Like it almost felt like something special that was hidden, that you'd left locked away. Like it almost like left something in my drawer, or I don't know, left something in the basement. Gotta go and grab that. Anubis, you know, these two, it's almost like this is the one that makes the rules, and then this is the one you deal with. This is like the hard ass. here. He just looks like a hard ass the way he's got his arms folded in front of him. But then this guy's like, oh, come on, you know. Peace out, my friend. You can't come. You can't come into the tent. Because he says you can't. That's where the order is coming from, Anubis. But the Hierophant, which makes sense because the Hierophant is meant to bring like orders from above and make structure in the world around us that we all follow, that keeps things, you know, harmonious. And it's almost like he's trying to do it in a way that's like, yeah, it's all good. You can't go in the tent today, my friend. Anubis, protection. Judgment. Oh, he does do judgments. Judgment, the Hermit. This is, again, it is something that casts judgment, something that makes a rule, something that, yeah, but it's also hidden behind the scenes. This is higher information here. Wow. The Eight of Swords, which is connected with the, right, this disconnect from the Empress. The Eight of Swords. The Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is over there. Yeah, it's just kind of repeating. It's telling me what I've already said. Oh, it's a big conflict. It is almost like a conflict. It's almost like, it's almost even too like that Romeo and Juliet energy. Right? Like the conflict between those two that separated them. Some sort of outside conflict that separates you from this Empress energy. The Ten of Pentacles. This just feels like the tent. The Six of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. How to get back into the tent. How to get to the tent. You have to come up with a new plan. Anubis and the Hierophant are protecting this. Anubis makes the judgment call. This is something from behind the scenes. You don't see this. And the Hierophant dictates it. The Hierophant. Four of Wands. Two of Wands. The Chariot and the Knight of Swords. Well then. I feel like it's almost waiting for this Hierophant to say you can go into the tent. Or waiting for this chaotic moment to... Something happens here. And you shapeshift, you disguise yourself, and you go in. And in doing that, it is almost like the anticipated union. The drive towards the anticipated union between you and this Empress energy inside the tent. The Queen of Swords here. Gatekeeping. Her eyes are closed, but her hand, she's listening. Listening to her sword. The Queen of Swords. The Magician and the Three of Cups. Maybe this is you here. Oh, swords. Yeah, it could be. Could be the Queen of Swords. Because this person is trying to manifest a union. Trying to manifest a celebration. And that, Aquarius, is what I have. That is honestly what I have here. It's very, very curious. Yeah. Let me all know in the comments if you're running a circus. If you are, I hope it's more like the Cirque du Soleil. You're not like being mean to animals and such. And what am I going to do here? Oh, what's at the bottom? You want to see that, right? We all want to see that. The Knight of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Sun. Oh, the Ten of Pentacles. Wow. Oh, goodness, we're not done. The Knight of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Sun, the Four of Swords, Temperance, the Page of Cups, and Ten of Pentacles getting into the tent. And what the Knight of Wands is the last one. Oh, just running it. Okay. All right. All right. Now, I really do feel like this is an energy that is very... It's connected to you somehow. Whether that's a person or it's... I don't know. It's almost like something, though, that you physically can't get. Or if it's information, like you somehow can't get past a password. I don't know. It is really important to you in terms of moving forward. You won't move forward without this. And I do feel like as well, like this energy also symbolizes some sort of a new beginning, but you stay waiting. Like it is like waiting at a gate. And she is. The Queen of Swords is feeling like at a gate to me. But her eyes are closed. She's not moving through the gate. She's not looking for whatever it is she's waiting for. She's just manifesting it in her mind's eye. But a new beginning. So, where we're getting at, because you have the Emperor and the Empress, and you have the King and Queen of Pentacles with like double Hierophant, Four of Wands. This is, and the Ten of Pentacles twice. This is like an energy that you would marry these two together, whether that is like a real marriage or like, you know, just bringing these energies together in the way so that they can create what is needed to be created. Because you are definitely like being practical about this, or you should be. I'm just going to say, take it as you will. So being practical here, moving forward, the King of Pentacles, right? There's the Queen of Pentacles. There it is. And with the Lovers too, the Page of Swords is like something that you see and you recognize. The Hierophant, the Sun. But then you're waiting. You're doing a double wait with the Four of Swords and Temperance. This is a double wait. Sleeping, resting, meditating, being patient, alchemizing. Actually, as soon as I said alchemizing, I got like cleaning up. So I don't know if there's some things you need to clean up around the house that you're going to do, or just yourself. Page of Cups. This is almost, and that, right? The Ten of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. This is like, this is funny because this actually feels like you standing at the entrance of the tent. Or maybe this, okay, it just feels like someone at the entrance of the tent. Oh, come in, right? With this Page of Cups. And then the minute you get in there, boom, you're like beeline to where this Empress is. So that's your underline, which is big. So now I'm going to go do your extended. I'm going to do like I did last week. I'm going to play with a freaking wax in my mouth. Oh, Jesus. Come on. I'm going to look at these. There's a lot here, you know. Let me do that extended. So we're going to look at inventiveness, shape-shifting, chaos, leadership, and cycles in the extended Aquarius. Very interesting reading, my Aqua baby friends. Thank you so much. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.